Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Lowe's knows how to help you save. This July 4th, get up to 40% off select Maytag laundry appliances. Plus, get an additional 10% off when you buy 2 or 3 select major appliances. And when you buy 4 or more, you'll save an additional 20%. Find the right appliances and features that fit your home's unique needs and style. Shop Maytag 4th of July deals at Lowe's. Valid through 7/9. See Lowe's.com for details. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Selection varies by location.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hey guys, welcome to Creators to Creators today. Today, I am here with a special guest.
Hi, Mauricio from Brazil, from Rio.
Woohoo! Brazil in the house.
Pleasure.
So Brazil, you're from Brazil. Wow, nice. So you born and raised.
Yeah, I'm born and raised, but my family from US.
Oh.
My dad is from New York, and I lived in LA for almost 2 years when I studied at the Musicians Institute.
Oh, wow.
1994, a long time ago.
That's amazing.
I love Los Angeles. It's my second town.
Yeah, it's have you been since back in a while or?
Yes, maybe like in every 3 years I go to. My last time was in Coachella, 2019.
Oh wow, nice, very cool.
It was great.
Good time, yeah. So I'm curious. So you're from the US. Your family's from the US. How did you find yourself getting into music or even have a love for music and producing? Where did that come from?
Yeah, we don't have close family musicians, but we always had a lot of music at home. My mom sings. Okay, my dad used to play a little bit of guitar. And since I was a little boy, I started to sing, 4 years old, 3 years old. My daddy used to wake me up. We used to have big parties at home, and my dad used to wake me up to sing to his friends when I was 4 or 5 years old. That's my oldest memories from music, and a lot of music at home. But it was more organic stuff, I always catch a guitar. I always was connected with music since young age.
What kind of music were you into when you were younger?
Well, I used to very wide range of music. A lot of Brazilian music, bossa nova, and music from Northeast, forró, but also a lot of Beatles, Santana, a lot of rock.
Nice.
My dad and my mom, they used to be hippies back in the 60s. So I listened to Bob Dylan. I listened to a lot of Mamas and the Papas, and I had a very wide range of taste.
I love that.
It was great for my music profession because I work with a lot of different people.
That's amazing. Would you say having a wide range of just type sound and music and inspirations that you helped you in your career to kind of be able to have more work?
Yes. Yes, because I have like I like people.
Yeah.
Music for me, it's about people. So I always like had good time with like people from the heavy metal, and I always had good time with people from the hard rock, from bossa nova, from samba, and from jazz. I like a jazz lover. I used to study jazz when I studied in US was my main focus. When I was 15 years old, I went to Idlewild School of Music and Arts in the mountains
Nice.
in California, and I
Wow.
studied with jazz like for a month. And I love jazz also, and I love hip hop. I love, well, I think it was great for my profession
Wow.
and life because, especially now that I'm working in the voice, we have like different people, different tribes, and it's great because I can talk to different people in the same language.
That's awesome. Music definitely connects people, and I think what you do is just so awesome because you're like the connector. It's a universal language. Yeah, it's cool.
I don't have to have a tag because I love Kendrick Lamar, I love Bird, I love Beatles, I love Foo Fighters, I love, I love Alina Baraz, of flow. I'm open for good stuff, That's good for me.
I love that. In your career, like, how did you get into it? Like, after you went to school, like, how did you find your way? Was it like work immediately, or did you just try to like make your own stuff, like your own projects, or?
After US, I went back to Brazil and moved to Rio because my family lives in São Paulo. And in Rio, I start from the zero. I have no work. I am a bass player.
Okay.
And I start to play bass in small clubs and like small gigs. And then I made most of my career as a bass player, playing with Brazilian artists, especially Alceu Valença, which is a very big Brazilian artist. He's kind of the Brazilian Willie Nelson. Like to you guys to understand a little bit more. He's from Pernambuco. It's a very rich cultural state in Brazil. And I played with him like for 12 years.
Wow.
And I played bass with different artists, but always like producing shows, producing records. And then one time I was like very tired to be on the road, and I stopped it and I got into television. It was like a lucky move. And I love to work in television and make soundtracks and
you work in television. So how did that transition? How did you get the opportunity to get into that?
I had an opportunity to play bass in the Voice Brazilian band. We have a band just like in US in the Voice show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I started playing bass in the band of the Voice show. And after I became like assistant of music production, and 2 years later, I was like upgraded to music producer since 2015.
Wow.
And I work like in TV Globo, which is the biggest Brazilian television network. So I do a lot of different shows also, not just The Voice.
Oh, cool. That's great. What's one of your favorite, I guess, like, I mean, maybe you can't say favorite, but one of your most fond, like, I don't know, projects you've done, whether it's for television or anyone that you work with?
Yeah, I love to work at The Voice because it's a very rich experience, music experience, and human experience. Yeah. And we have The Voice Kids, and we have The Voice Senior.
Oh, wow.
Is fantastic. But I love also my own songs. I have like 4 or 5 albums. I have a lot of clips. I used to be like an artist, and sometimes I like to sing. I make a lot of songs. And I love my clips. I'm very proud of my own music. And now I'm composing with a lot of different young people, which makes me very happy here in Brazil.
That's great.
But I'm very proud of all my works as a musician, as a music producer, and as a composer, artist. But I always trying to put ahead new dreams, new projects, and I have like I have a dream to make music for movies, for series, for television, for Netflix, Amazon. I really going to start to focus more in that, but I'm every day a little bit. I'm composing a little bit. I made a soundtrack for a movie in US like 10 years ago, but they broke up.
Oh no.
Yeah, the money finished, but I released the soundtrack in my Spotify, but the movie
Oh.
it never launched.
Oh darn, that sucks, man. Yeah, those is like really unfortunate when those projects like you have something and yeah, the money doesn't come through or something happens. But the industry is very, up and down.
Yeah,
Movie
but
business, I guess.
that's okay. I need to be ready always, updated with songs, with sounds, with open mind, and for people. For
Yeah.
me, people are my main focus. I'm not like a gear guy, addicted. Gear for me is just okay. I'm addicted to people.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Would you say like if, for instance, you said you want to do like a lot of like composing for movies, would you say that you do you have like a particular genre of style of movies? Like, would you like is it horror? Do you want to produce for action or all of it?
I think it's more like the sound more than the genre, because I'm not a writer for strings, and I'm like an orchestral guy. I'm more like electronic and experimental stuff.
Ah,
I like to mix that with organic stuff, and so I like kind of specific guys. Makes me like I love like the great guys, Bernard Herrmann, the classic guys from soundtracks. But I like Clint Mansell. I like those guys, and Trent Reznor for me is like, wow, is the guy. So I think it's more like the style of my own capacities, than the genre.
gotcha. Like is from when you said you were doing music, as an artist, what inspired you to like, I mean, like what kind of music? For me, certain things situations, life happens, and then I kind of get an idea and I go from there with an idea for a project. Um, what about you? Like, is it like that? Is it just like what inspires you to write your like make albums, make music as an artist? What was that like?
All my albums, they're like movies from like the pictures of my moment of my life. So they're very specific projects. My first album, it was like a compilation of my life until then, you know. And then I make an album which calls Brasil Invertido, which means inverted Brazil, because we're a very crazy society here in Brazil. And it was very specific, talking about the craziness of Brazilian politics and Brazilian love and Brazilian society. And then I make an album which is called Galante Love Club, which is we call brega here, which is very popular songs talking about love without prejudice, you know. And all my stuff are like, and now my project that I did not release yet, we call Pandeminha, which means pandemic, mine. So it's my view of the pandemic, and it was like came like parallel with my broke up or with my marriage. So it's a very intense stuff that I want to make videos, and I already have the songs, so I'm going to release maybe next year. So my outro projects are pictures of my moment of my life, you know.
That's really cool that you're taking from your life like real life. Um, so about the pandemic, now that we're kind of on that, how like what was your outlook on that? What did you? I mean, as far as like, how was it there, and was it harder to produce when it first happened? Because I know a lot of people here in LA, when it shut down, there was like nothing open. We were just home. So you had to find something, different ways to be inspired to make projects. And I, therefore it forced me to start actually this podcast and, talk to different filmmakers around the world and what keeps them going. So what what was work like for you when that happened?
Well, I have the luck because we have a great team at TV Globo. We never stop to make our shows. we made our shows 100% online. We send equipment for the kids' homes, and they already in their homes they set up the videos, and we record everybody like online. We make a servidor, so I did not stop my regular work. That was great because I could like breathe and talk to people 100% online. That was great. But the other part, everything's shut off here also. I started to compose a lot. I made a lot of songs, and study a little bit of guitar, played a little bit. It was like a weird time, very strange time, very strange time.
Yeah, it definitely was a tough time. And I think for me,
Still tough
still,
time. The suffering is still there with a lot of people. I think
yeah,
there's
definitely, you're right. I mean, the energy, the climate, you feel it, you feel it, you feel like kind of like the world is hurting. But, I'm very fortunate now that things are back open, that we can kind of have somewhat normalcy.
yeah.
um, but, um, so my question to you, and I always like to ask every guest, what advice would you give someone out there that wants to do what you're doing, to get into like your world? What does that look like? What advice would you give them?
I think the best advice is to be open-minded and have your heart open. Because when you're judgmental, that makes everything sad. And music, it's something about our soul, because we are all connected. See, like you and me, we never saw each other. Maybe we have a couple of friends but we feel connected. And music for me is like about human connection and about partnership. And I think the best advice is try to not be judgmental. Try to be open to people, because when you're open to people, you're open to new sounds, to new ideas,
Yeah.
to new horizons. But that have the basic part. You need to study, you need to be updated, blah 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 blah. But that's not the most important. You have to be open-minded and truly love music. Music, it's about people, not about gear, not about fame, not about. That's something that I talk to people from The Voice. Forget the competition. Forget. Just sing. Just dive into the lyrics. Dive into the melody, because that's the most important stuff.
Oh, I love that. That's really great advice. I think that's just a beautiful thing that you, like you said, there's no competition. Just dive into the music, like lose yourself in it. I think that's a testament to some of the greats out there, like, your Whitney Houstons of the world, your Michael Jacksons, your Britney, and all these people that just lose themselves in that. I thought that's kind of cool. So
Yeah, but then you talk about three examples that people that suffered a lot from the outer world. Souls like genius souls that are like attacked by the crazy world that we live. Right? And sometimes you need to be like, sometimes no, you always need to be protected spiritually.
Oh, yes. How do you
Because,
protect yourself?
well, I live in Brazil, which is a very diverse spiritual place. So I have my crystals. I have my Mãe de Santo, which is like from Ubanda, which is a Brazilian tradition. I love to meditate. I love to read about Buddhism, and I'm very open-minded to religions, to knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And I always go to the nature because I live in Rio and I'm very nearby the beach,
Nice.
waterfalls, parks, because the nature is my church.
Yes. I've recently just really connected more back into the nature and just getting, becoming with the earth, and you just feel so much better. It's a good therapy. It's really good. I suggest people to go out and do it more often.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to, as far as like projects that you like to give shout out to people, like what's coming out, what, what's the listeners can look out for, and where can they find you on social media?
Well, I have my Instagram, which like is a simple Instagram, but I put all my stuff there. I have a very nice small project with two friends, which call Blues Sessions. I make like different covers from songs with different artists here in my small studio, and we film, and it's very nice. It calls Blues Sessions. There's a YouTube small channel also. But you guys can see me at Instagram and at TV Globo, which is it's a major network here. With I'm working right now in two projects, which is Caldeirão, which is a show on Saturdays. We have a show there which calls Sobe o Som, which is turn the sound up, which is it's a music game with national artists. It's very interesting with a fantastic band and all the voices here. Né? The Voice Kids, the Voice, and the Voice Senior. But I'm going to make my own projects next year, and I have my Spotify, which have some interesting stuff also.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You're amazing.
You're amazing too.
Thank you.
I'm going to meet you in LA as soon as possible.
Yes, please. I would love
next year. For sure, I'm going to LA because I have great friends in LA, and I love the city.
Yay.
I love your work also, Meosha.
Thank you.
How can I spell Meosha?
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. And so thank you guys for listening. This is a wonderful another episode yet on the show Creators to Creators. Until next time, always remember to live, love, laugh. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.